Welcome, my name is Andreas Patikis and I'm the founder of the Grey Cotswolds, where we offer unique courses and retreats around stress and well-being, anger management, parenting and sports performance for a healthier mind and body. Our venues are set in the beautiful and relaxing Cotswolds countryside with luxurious private dining and facilities. Our specialist team have vast knowledge and experience with beneficial therapies and advice, all in one place, to help with any challenges and empower you for life. Discover a new way of living through our podcasts and prepare to enter a world that is not black and white. Let us accept the colours in between. Welcome to the Grey Cotswolds. Hi everyone, I'm joined today by Kat, and today we're going to be talking about bringing awareness into our limiting beliefs. So Kat, tell us who you are and what you do, please.
My name's Kat Hill. I am an osteopath, a yoga teacher and an NLP coach and practitioner. I run CPD seminars for other osteopaths and help them build their practice by kind of addressing their limiting beliefs, not only in their work life, but also in their personal life, and a few other things regarding like finances, etc. But how I work is very holistic, and I like to address all parts of life, not just specific financial business. We work holistically, covering everything, even intimate relationships. Okay,
so quite a broad range, but things which are connected.
Yeah, I think that just everything is connected. It's like nothing works in isolation. There's a saying like, how you do one thing is how you do everything. Mm-hmm. And I really bring that into my practice.
Great. So what will you be bringing to the Grey?
To the Grey? Well, I have a lot of knowledge with anatomy, physiology, stress and anxiety. That's my specialist topic. But another thing I do talk a lot about is limiting beliefs and how to bring awareness to them. So hopefully I would like to bring some awareness to people and the language they use in their everyday life that they maybe not even aware of, and how this is actually a reflection of their thoughts that go on in their mental processes, and how this might not be serving them in their day-to-day life. It maybe once served them when they were a child, or maybe even 5 years ago, but it's clearly not working for them anymore and stopping from them living a happy, joyful life or progressing further in their goals.
Yeah, I'm hearing a lot more about that over the last few months, about the stories we tell ourselves, mm-hmm. And the impact that has on our lives, I suppose.
Exactly. And these things are actually, they usually feed back to childhood. And then maybe what we needed at the time to survive. As a child, we need to be as part of a group. So we have to we do take on our parents' beliefs, our parents' thoughts, because in terms of survival, we cannot be excluded from the group, because then we need them to survive at that point in our lives. Unfortunately, when we're adults and we can actually function on our own, we still take on board these beliefs that hold us back. If I were to give maybe an example to help kind of clarify that.
Yeah, please do.
Like finance is a big one. It's a really big one. When, I don't know about your upbringing, but in mine, maybe a lot of other people, if you had rich people that lived around you, it would be like how the other half live. That's them. This is us. And sometimes like people who are more wealthy or maybe portrayed as bad people. Like, oh, we wouldn't do that, blah, blah, blah. And then you kind of grow up, and some people grow up, especially healthcare practitioners, like we're awful for it. And we often work super hard and don't accept the money that we should, because we feel like if we accept more money for this, we're not doing this to help people. We're doing this for our own benefits.
You feel guilty.
We feel guilty. And you feel like I'm not really doing this to help people anymore. I'm just making money and being taken advantage of. But what I tell my healthcare people is, for example, an osteopath, you do 4 years of university, You pay over £1,000 a year to be registered and insured as an osteopath, yet you're feeling guilty for taking money for treating someone for an hour. It's an hour of your time. You're paying room rent, you're paying insurance, registration. You've had 4 years of training. You pay to go on CPD courses every year to requalify. People, you're here to help people, but you also have your own bills to pay. Why are you going to help people and just struggle in your own life? When you struggle in your own life, one, you're not bringing your best energy to your patients. Two, you're not living the information you're giving, e.g., you don't have the money or the time to do the exercise that you should be doing or you want to be doing. You don't have the time or money to be spending on your friends and family and enjoying your time. So then you start to feel guilty about not doing enough for your family. All of these things will negatively impact how you turn up for your patient. If you charge even £5 more, how is that going to benefit you positively in all aspects of your life, your intimate relationships, your finances, your home, your environment? And also, that's also going to help you bring an even better quality of treatment to your patients, because you're going to have maybe a nicer space to work from. Maybe this means that you can have nice fresh towels for them when they come in. It's going to provide a better quality. You're going to turn up less stressed. I also find when people don't accept what they deserve, they accept less, they become resentful. They're like, oh, I work so hard, I don't know why I bother, blah, 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 blah. Or a patient will phone you for advice maybe twice in a week, and you think, for God's sake, like, oh, could they just leave me alone? Like, so when you don't receive the money that you actually deserve for the amount of energy you're putting in, over time you will become resentful. And this may lead you to like even hate your job or quit your job. And this is not just in healthcare, I'm sure in other lines of work too. When you're working super hard and not receiving that level of pay that you feel is what you deserve, you will become resentful, and that will affect all parts of your life. Like I say, your intimate relationships, your environment, your hobbies, your activities, and even your own lifestyle and your own well-being, essentially. So these are kind of like, that's just one example of how like your old belief maybe served you because you had to be part of that family community. And maybe that's what's stopping you and blocking you from moving forward and progressing in maybe your professional life or financial life.
Yeah, and you gave a good example there, in terms of what's our core beliefs, maybe that we've grown up thinking, what's right, what's wrong, how we perceive these things and the stories we tell ourselves. And it can be from jobs, as you say, from that end. It could be that you're a high achiever and, you're not, and that's my sign gone as well at the back. Could be at the other end of the scale and, you're really busy and you're a high achiever. And yet again, something's just holding you back. Even though you're successful, you feel confident, there's just something holding you back, which goes back to our childhoods most of the time. I suppose that's where you come in to bring this awareness. And you also work with NLP, yeah?
Yep. So for example, that's exactly NLP. So kind of bringing awareness to the words you're using. For example, like I just caught something you said then. You were like, we're busy, we're successful. That's like a key one in NLP. You'll catch yourself. This is a limiting belief that comes from our childhood too. So when we equate being busy to being successful, and when we're not busy, we feel unproductive and unsuccessful. But in fact, you could have a 2-hour break in the day, have a siesta, and be just as successful. So start catching the words that you use every day. One of my favorite ones to listen out for in people is, this always happens. Like, listen for the words you say to yourself, because those are the words you remember, right? This always happens. Start to question yourself. Does this always happen? What if it didn't happen that way? Has it ever happened a different way? Really start to question what you're saying to yourself. And that's how you start to break down these limiting beliefs. But I think before you even break them down, start to bring awareness to them and think, why am I saying this stuff to myself? Why do I think if I'm not busy, I'm not successful? And then, you know, you can go even deeper, like what does success really mean? Is my current perception of success what my parents' perception of success is? Or is my perception of success different from even what it was 3 years ago?
And that's, I guess, I suppose, just a thought that come into my mind there. Many clients that I see and probably will come onto this course, they're going to be maybe affluent people. Can see your lovely dog there in the background as well. Affluent people who, on the outside world, great careers, successful, driving forward, but they will come feeling that there's something missing, or they're not achieving, or they're not at the goal they want to be at. So to the outside world, it's all good, it's happening, but there's just still something not right for them.
Absolutely. And that's when NLP really comes in. So when someone comes to see me for NLP, I'll give them a whole list of questions. I'll also give them a life wheel, and they give themselves a mark out of 10 for each part of their life. Give me reasons why the top ones are so high and why the bottom ones are so low. And then we start to make the leaps and the connections on why things are a certain way. Because when one area is low, for example, intimate relationships, like you say, if you're busy all the time and you don't have the time to invest into your intimate relationships, you know, you've got that loss of connection. And as humans, we need connection just to function.
Well,
so
connection, yeah, for sure. Connection is one of our mantra words here at the Grey, for sure. Connection and awareness that you mentioned there. And it sounds like, you know, with your range of things that you can look at, balance as well is another one, so important in life. And I could carry on talking to you for a long time with this, and maybe we'll do another podcast one day where we can go deeper into this and maybe look at what our listeners want to sort of ask as well.
Sure.
Go deeper into that. But a couple of quick fire questions before I let you go, Kat, which I ask everyone. What's your favorite way to relax?
Yoga teacher. So yoga. I really love being in the sun. So anything outside in the sun. I really love surfing, paddleboarding. But obviously yoga, meditation are my dailies.
Yeah, sounds good. I like the sun too. I need more of it. And what's the one thing people can do to improve their lives today?
One thing they can do to their lives today, take 5 minutes out of their day to just breathe. Check in with yourself, ask yourself how you feel, and then breathe. Just spend even 2 minutes breathing, just bringing awareness to your breath. Yeah,
very good. And it's been great to speak to you, Kat. Thoroughly enjoyed it. And I'm sure there'll be many questions on the back of this, and we can touch on it again next time. But thank you for joining us, and thank you for being part of the Grey. And
you're very welcome. Thanks for having me.
So until next time, this is Andreas Patikis, your fellow traveller, signing off. Thank you, Kat.
Goodbye.
Bye-bye.